But, and then of course, you know, there's the whole project thing, which I'm just like, I wish somebody would ask me to do a project this way.
Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikkel Drew Pelham. I talk about digital fashion design software and communication on this channel. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Recently, I had the opportunity to reconnect with a former colleague and friend, Kerstin Larson, who is the founder of fashion recruiting agency Seam Allowance. We shared a lot of laughs, but talked about what her agency is doing differently, how it's building community amongst industry professionals, why every designer who wants to work in the industry absolutely needs to learn digital fashion software, what should go on your resume, what goes into your portfolio, and lots of other gems. We had such a great discussion. We chatted for over 2 hours, but I just wanted to let you in on some of the highlights.
Seam Allowance is a recruiting agency. We are a creative consulting agency that is a little bit, we focus obviously on talent acquisition and recruiting, placing people and forming relationships. We're here to connect people. As I was going through my service design education, I learned that there are other design disciplines and other industries that really nurture a safe environment where you can bring yourself to and learn from others. We don't have that in fashion. One thing that I've learned is you are only as a designer, you're only as strong as the brand that you work for. So I'm a designer that works for Gap. I'm a designer that works for Ralph. I'm a designer that works for Target. Your identity comes from who your employer is, not who you are as a person. And when it comes to growing and continuous learning, we are only taught that through our employer, I felt. We don't have a place where people within our industry come and meet and talk about problems that they're having, or mentorships from other brands. That's what we're providing also in addition to the recruiting and talent acquisition. So it really is about forming relationships, providing a safe space for all of us to come. Let us all sit and talk and learn from each other, a learning environment. So service design is human-centered design. It's one of the disciplines that involve human-centered design, which is really putting the human in the center of the process. What is more focused on putting the human in the center of the process than recruiting? How can I, as a recruiter, represent a brand to a person and being the first touch point that they have? And for me, I think that's a super powerful moment. And at the beginning of my career, I had a fantastic recruiter from Abercrombie, and she sort of just changed the whole way I viewed people in HR. And I saw her as a leader, as somebody that I could go to kind of guide me through my career. I loved that aspect of recruiting. Service design plus my background equals a great recruiting experience. What's fun about where I am in my career is I know a lot of the hiring managers. I've had personal relationships with them. So I could say, hey, this person is exactly who you need in your life right now. Let's start with your personal brand, your portfolio, your resume, your communication, and your LinkedIn. So when you start with your personal branding, let's start talking about your photo. Your photo of how you want to represent yourself professionally is something that really needs to be critiqued through your own eyes. This isn't your TikTok video. This isn't your Instagram profile photo. This is your LinkedIn photo. You're applying for a design position. You're not, although you're still working in fashion, you are not applying for a modeling position. How you lay out your resume, to me, is a key factor on whether you are going to be sloppy or if you're going to be a super particular designer. If your layout is a little funky, to me, that makes me second guess how are you going to present your work? Go through those resumes with a fine tooth comb.
Yeah, it's attention to detail.
Recently, I've had a lot of communication with clearly the responses written in ChatGPT. And my first opinion is, I kind of want to know who you are as a person. I don't want to talk to a chatbot. This is, again, going back to that whole touch points in your first communications. I want to feel who you are as a person who communicates, not to a chatbot. Yeah, it waters you down.
It really does. It makes it feel very generic.
If we talk about what needs to go on top of resumes, please, when you do your resume, put your name, your email address, your phone number. So many people do not put their phone numbers. Put your phone number there, because the issue that I'm running into, and I'm sure other recruiters have the same issue, is that I want to get a hold of you and I'm sending you emails. Those can be filtered. They can be filtered into your junk email, and I don't know. You're emailing me. If you don't give me that phone number, I can just send a quick text. Hey, it's me, just checking in. What are your thoughts on this role? I'm not interested. Great. We're all done. And this sounds like it's common sense, but it is not. How many resumes I've gotten that do not have a hyperlink portfolio? I'm
often amazed at how many people just are not thinking of doing it.
Yeah.
And some of it is that, you know, it's a creative field and they're like, you know, people want to see your actual resume. The other thing is that people feel like their ideas are going to be stolen.
I had a project stolen. So I understand the sensitivity around password protecting. Password protect your portfolio, but put that on your resume. Cater your portfolio to the job that you want. If this business is not wedding dresses and it's knit sweatpants, jersey sweatpants, I don't want to see wedding dresses. Because to me, that's telling me that you're not understanding the roles and the scope of this position or the company or the brand. Another thing that I see a lot, and I'm very guilty of doing this when I was younger in my career, just taking photos of the finished garment. Tell me about the issues you had with that. Tell me how you cross-engineered that. Talk to me about that so that I understand that, you know, if I'm going to put you in a costing meeting, you know exactly how you're going to have to change that garment to make sure that you're hitting your targets.
It's all the unpretty stuff.
It's all the unpretty stuff, but that's the business. We're these artsy people. We need to show how we know our business skills too, because that's what's going to make you a great designer. Yeah. So the photos, don't send the photos.
You seem so offended.
Mikkel, before you asked that question, you said, let's wrap this up quickly.
This is an important one though.
Oh God, this is the question. You and I both have been in this industry for a few years. We'll just call it a few years at this point. And I think you can attest to the fact that in the last 2 years, it has changed faster than it has in the previous 20 years. We now have this digital situation. What's happening is you have to know 3D, period. Now, yesterday, you needed to know 3D yesterday. I was talking to a client this last week and they said, don't hand me anybody who does not know 3D. That to me said, everybody has to catch up now. The brands and the corporations need to be patient and start implementing it. So they want to swing it over like this. That's great, but those people literally don't exist. So my 2 cents is take Mikkel's class, learn the 3D, learn the browseware, because they're not specific on which 3D, just as long as you know a 3D, which I thought was interesting. My first comment back to these people is make sure you understand the industry that you are wanting to shift into. You and I have during our conversation, have spoken about how everybody thinks fashion is this glamorous, glorious career path. And really it's updating PLM and changing this sketch from a single needle to a double needle and fighting for fabrics over pennies. You need to walk the walk before you can talk the talk. So learn the walk. And the walk isn't reading WWD. The walk is figure out which area of fashion you want to go to. Get an internship where you're doing the walk. Figure out how to do that. And if you want to talk about it, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to have a 15-minute, 30-minute conversation, introduce you to people that might be able to help you shift into that. But know what you're getting yourself into. I think the fashion industry is so easy to say, oh, we're going to make glamorous, gorgeous, fancy party, this and that. And we both know that's not what the reality is. We're business people at the end of the day.
Yeah.
We wear a creative hat, but what makes us good is if you're a good business person and a creative hat.
I agree 100%. I feel like most people I've met that are saying, oh, I want to move into fashion design. It's exactly that. They're feeling like it's this glamour, it's this, this is that. And I'm like, okay, so do you know how to use Illustrator? Do you even know what a tech pack is? Can you do a flat sketch, even if you don't know how to use Illustrator? Do you understand construction? I don't need you to know how to sew necessarily, but I do need you to know how to put things together.
So what you're saying is when people are trying to cross over, they just need to take your classes.
Pretty much, yeah. There it is.
No, but really, you do. Like if you want to know a way to switch over, you're going to need to know all of those skills.
And then watch some of my YouTube videos about what we actually do every day.
Actually do. Just go to seamallowance.com. And you can find us on LinkedIn and send me an email.
Kerstin is such a great person, and I love what she's doing as a fashion recruiter. So if you are looking for a new recruiter, someone to help you get into the industry, make some new moves, or if you're looking to hire someone, make sure you get in touch with her. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching today's video. As Kerstin mentioned, digital design skills are no longer a nice to have, they're a need to have. So if you need to learn Illustrator or Clo 3D, or you need to understand what a tech pack is and how to create one, make sure you tap the link in the description to check out my online courses. And you can start by checking out other videos on this channel. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video if you find it helpful. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time.